so stupid.
Mario gets in, he's like, let's go.
Oh man, that would be so dumb. I was thinking an idea where we kind of, soft wrap it? Like, garbage, eggs, garbage, eggs.
We are both far too white to be doing anything like that.
Okay, well, speak for yourself. It's garbage eggs.
Welcome back. Still talking about Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan, Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Super late on this one.
Is it called Chapter?
Yeah, they're called chapters.
Thank God, because I was sitting there, I'm like, if they are calling these episodes, and there's 6 of them.
Well, I keep calling them episodes, and I'm like, yeah, episode 3, and then I'm like, no, but that was the good one.
Yeah, that's going to confuse people.
Which I would say so far, this is the best episode.
This is the best, yes.
Out of 6, it's hard. Hearsay.
Yeah,
hearsay.
It's hard to tell. We're only halfway through a very short series. Already phenomenal, though.
By the time this one comes out, the 4th episode will be out.
Potentially.
We'll be better about the 4th episode.
Maybe. Or we'll just keep doing it this way for forever. Who knows?
Oh, what if we did 2 back-to-back? Because tomorrow is Miss Marvel.
We'll see.
No, it's a joke. I'm not going to do that. Doing 2 podcasts at the same time is killing me.
It's tiresome.
Plus, it's summer and everyone wants to hang out, and it's like, stop it.
Yep, and our office is very warm.
Warm?
It gets hot up here.
Gets in sticky.
Yeah.
Very sticky.
And because if you go downstairs, it's nice and cool down there.
That's where the thermostat is. Who would have thought?
Oh man.
Hey.
Hey.
If you like this content, please subscribe.
You can leave a comment.
Like it.
We're also on Anchor.
We're on Anchor. Both of our podcasts are on Anchor. So if you're on the go and you want to listen instead of having to watch YouTube, you can find us there.
It also works on Spotify as well.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks. Poor design.
What? Heat rises?
Not in every apartment complex.
You know what's a poor design? Star Wars and the reliability on using fucking desert planets.
Oh my god. They're all desert planets.
You like that segue?
Apparently.
You like that one?
I did.
That was a good segue.
That was good.
I mean, I deserve props.
It was smooth as butter until you pointed it out.
I know. But I had to point it out because I'm an egotistical maniac.
Proud of yourself.
What's the planet he's on?
Which one? The one,
Chapter 3.
I have no idea. He said it. I only remember him saying tall, but that was the planet they said they were from.
Let's pull up Wikipedia.
We gotta get all of our facts straight on this podcast.
Oh, why would I type it? Okay. No, so the planet they're on is obviously another desert planet, but it's a mining planet.
Yeah. Less, sand dunes and more just empty, like field lands and stuff. Which I think is always fun, you know? It was a unique, location. For being another desert, it still felt unique, you know?
Mapuzo?
Mapuzo?
Mapuzo.
These space names, man.
So, it's a mining town. It's Imperial run. It's in the Outer Rim. Mm-hmm. It'll explain why there's a empirical hold on it, but not a real focus.
Mm-hmm. Enough for them to, they get a resource from it.
Yeah, it's like an illegal trade run.
Yeah.
And that's what, that weird mole guy, the alien mole guy, Freck,
yeah. Who?
I hate that he talks with his mollusk stupid whisker thing.
Nah.
How would you describe that?
They're little, whiskers. I guess whisker is the best way of putting it.
I feel like it's very mollusk.
They're like a mollusk.
It's mollusk.
No, it's like have you ever seen the star-nosed mole?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, but they don't use them like that.
Well, no, they also don't walk on 2s and drive trucks.
What?
Walk on their hind 2 legs and drive trucks.
They don't do that?
Moles, yeah, generally.
What are you gonna say next? The marsupials?
I don't know.
I don't know. That might be fake news right there.
We'll look up the name of the planet, but we won't double check whether or not a mole is a marsupial.
Last night we talked about animals.
We're not going to dive back into that conversation. You'll have to check out the latest episode of Coffee Break if you want that.
Yeah, it ends pretty crazy.
So Freck, I thought, was voiced by
Seth Rogen.
but he's not.
He sounds a lot like Seth Rogen.
It's, what's his name? And I was thinking of it earlier, too.
It's actually one of your favorite sitcoms.
Yeah, it's the main guy from Scrubs. JD was the character's name. Don't remember the actor's name at all. He was in, we watched it recently.
I'm looking it up, guys. This is great.
This
is why it's called Garbage Eggs, by the way.
Yours, Mine, and Ours? Is that what the movie? It was that remake, that Disney remake of, like, the old classic movie.
Cheaper by the Dozen?
Cheaper by the Dozen. That's what it was.
He was actually really good in Cheaper by the Dozen.
He was. He's a good actor. He's done a lot of voice
Zach
work.
Braff.
Zach Braff. He's done a lot of voice work before. Did you ever watch Chicken Little?
Oh, he's Chicken Little, huh?
He is, yeah.
Is that what his name is? Chicken Little?
Yes.
That's a horrible name.
Well, yeah, there was like Fish Out of Water was one of the other characters. Goosey Lucy, I think.
Disney has some terrible names.
Foxy Woxy. Well, that was the name of the characters from the original children's story.
Chicken Little is a children's story?
Yeah, you never read it?
We are so far off point.
It was, yeah. In the original children's story, it was a girl hen, and she was just panicking. There was no aliens. She just thought she was panicking because, like, an acorn fell and hit her, and she thought the sky was falling. And
That's called a concussion?
It was
It's a serious condition?
It was like a children's version of, like, warning you about paranoia. Like how when Orwell happened with War of the Worlds, and everyone thought it was real. It was like the children's version of that.
Orwell?
Yeah, when they did the radio drama, War of the Worlds, and everyone started thinking it was real, because they missed the beginning of the radio drama that said it was fake, and so they just heard this, like,
No. Okay, so we're so far off point. But this does actually somehow tie into Star Wars because the fascination of space invaders.
Yeah.
If you're a film geek, or if you kind of know what publicity, journalism, basically.
Yes.
You would know this story where George Orwell, who would later become a director and famous for directing Citizen Kane, that's a great movie.
Yes.
I mean, they shove it down your throat, but when you watch it, it's like, no, it plays like a modern day film.
There's a reason they shove it down your throat.
Unlike the other things made during its time that play old timey, it feels very new. Anyways, George Orwell was like 22 when he did this?
Young and dumb and a creative soul.
Full of cum.
Yep. Young, dumb, full of cum. He was creative as fuck.
But he decided to drum up the story of War of the Worlds on radio because they didn't really have televisions. And they either had them or they weren't common.
Yeah.
It was that early. Mm-hmm. But he decided to do a radio broadcast of retelling it.
As if...
Dramatized, but telling it like it was happening in modern time.
Yeah. So... It caused a bit of a panic because people would tuned in, and there wasn't like you know how nowadays they'll be like, this is a dramatized program, and it says it regularly throughout.
That's because of him.
Yeah, so people would tune in and they thought that there was actually space invaders killing everybody. Back on topic though with Obi-Wan.
God, where do you want to start? I mean,
it's hard to talk about. It was a good episode. It was just...
Did we cut straight into the meat?
Well, what do you want to start with?
I want to talk about something that's kind of interesting to me. So they get stranded on this planet. They were told to wait in this location. They get there. The person's not there. Mm-hmm. Obi-Wan is freaking out, right? Going in dad mode.
Yeah, he's paranoid already.
Yep. He's freaking out that Anakin's even still alive.
Having...
And then Leia
hallucinations, maybe?
sees this transporter, and she starts waving it down. And he goes, don't do that. Don't stop.
Yeah, very, very Willy Wonka. Like, no, kids, don't do that.
You're right. That is a very Willy Wonka thing.
No, don't eat that. It'll make your heart explode.
Yeah, stop.
No,
please.
don't. Stop, please.
Dude, Willy Wonka is fucking homicidal, dude.
Yes, he is. He should not be talking to children.
He should not be making candy.
But you know, I could believe that was Obi-Wan's reaction to Leia flagging down a truck because
You would think he would be like, "Hey, bitch, gotcha."
No.
I'm kidding.
No, but we've proven by now that Leia is a master at running away from people. It is so hard for grown adults to catch this girl. She's just too quick.
Dude,
It's been proven 3 episodes deep, and no one has been able to catch her.
Watch the third sister's chasing after her right now at the end of the episode.
She's
not catching her.
I guarantee she's not gonna be able to catch
She's gonna
Leia.
force walk through a wall, and then third sister's gonna.
It's gonna be this thing where like there's like third sister's following her, and you can see like a shot in front of Leia where Leia is like running actually, and then you see over her shoulder, and the third sister's like doing this like weird like the arms as if you're running, but you're kind of
And
just
then
like.
you're gonna hear the song.
Yep.
Do you know what that song is?
No.
Oh, okay.
I believed you though.
I was running up that hill.
Oh, that was a terrible rendition of. I'm sorry.
I can't synthesize my voice. I'm sorry, I'm made of organic material.
Well, you don't sound exactly like a synthesizer, so.
It's the noise it makes. Anyways, I doubt she's gonna catch her. So Leia gets picked up. Obi-Wan's telling her that we're farmers from Tallinn? Tall.
Yeah.
And
Actually, Leia comes up with every lie that they needed to on the spot.
she's the most believable one. I think this whole thing doesn't play out because of Obi-Wan.
Yeah. In fact, he
He's the most emotionally damaged.
He goofed up beforehand, because during the episode he goofs up and he accidentally calls her Leia, and they're able to.
We haven't gotten to that.
Well, the people listening have known. They probably just spoiled the ending of the third sister.
We can jump.
But he ends up accidentally calling her Leia at one point in time in front of the stormtroopers, and they were able to play it off. But I noticed before then he also was struggling to keep up with the lies that Leia was making, because they were like, "Which planet are you from?" And he's like, Tall." He was like trying to remember what was the one she said.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's dealing with this hard affliction. The fact that you think you killed your brother.
Yeah.
Who went completely evil. He was absolute evil.
Mm-hmm.
You thought you left him and buried him there. You let him burn to death. You took his lightsaber. You took his children and split them across the galaxy so the Empire could never know that they exist.
And then
10 years after watching after one, you gotta watch after the other one, and then you find out that he's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a little emotional turmoil.
Might have a little bit of thought going on at that point in time.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to remember. Tall, I'm a farmer. You're not gonna remember that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh, fuck. Also, okay, well, I can't do that quite yet. I was gonna jump into one of my biggest arguments about Obi-Wan's outfit. We will get to that.
We talked about it last time already.
Did we?
Yeah, we went into great detail about how he looks like a monk and their disguises are not.
Hey, do you know anything about a Jedi? As he puts on his hood, it's just like,
yeah,
take a
one.
picture. Take a picture. Look up Jedis. Seriously, look up Jedis. In the first 10 pictures, I swear to God, you will see one of them in a brown hood.
Yes, every single, even the younglings in the very beginning of episode 1,
Yeah,
they're all
you're
wearing
gonna
like
find them
brown hood robes.
They wear earth tones. It's obvious. It's like, come on, really? You're not even hiding.
Yeah, well, whatever. Maybe they'll get new disguises.
So one thing I found really cool about that trip, Obi-Wan totally messed that up. But when he's trying to play it off about why they're there and that he met Leia's mom on Tall, and that's where they fell in love.
Uh-huh.
He gets really soft-spoken.
Yeah.
Right? And the stormtroopers accept it, because they're stupid, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And they leave. And then Leia starts talking to him.
Yeah.
And it's the things that Leia says to him and the way he responds.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. There's... You knew my mother.
Mm-hmm. She's figured this out, at the very least.
Yeah. He doesn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, I wonder who my father is.
Yeah.
Right? And he says sometimes, it was something like, I wish I could tell you. Or I wish I could say it was me.
No, she goes, I sometimes wonder who my father is. And then she asks, are you my real father? And he goes, I wish I could say yes, but no, I'm not. And I like this moment because I'm sure some people are going to read into it as a, did Obi-Wan have a thing for Padme?
Initially, I was like, that's interesting.
And no, obviously not.
But it could have happened.
It could have, but to me, it's very clear. It's not a, I was in love with your mother. It was, I wish I could be there for you. I wish I could be your father and you could be safe and happy, but I'm not. It's not a romance thing,
Well,
it's a paternal thing.
I think you're definitely correct about that second part.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only that. It's, I'm guilty of destroying your father, who murdered your mother.
Yeah.
And I helped bring you into this world. And you live the life you live because I chose so.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely very much their guardian.
Yes.
What a badass guardian.
What? Yeah, what a cool godfather.
Yeah. And I thought that was cool. Now, the thing that I noticed about Leia, as we're going through this, and then she has that intuition. The intuition of that little girl is showing that she's force sensitive.
Yeah.
She's just not aware, nor she's the practice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We saw this with Luke. It was a very subtle thing. He was supposed to help Uncle Owen on the farm. I think it was episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or, God, chapter 1. If I keep saying episode, people are going to get so confused. And Owen's working on some moisturizer thing for his farm. You see Luke run off. And then all of a sudden, he's like, where's Luke? And then he's talking to Aunt Peru. And they're looking for him. And then he just pops up on the other side with his goggles. And he's pretending like he's pod racing.
Yeah, so cute. Very sweet.
And yeah, that's, again, it's an intuitive motion where they can play tricks on you. They can just run away and do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. Which is why Leia runs away into the woods so often.
Yeah.
You know? That's also, I think, that's why I think the third sister was able to find where Leia was. Because it feels a little convenient that she just so happens to look in... She notices this building, happens to find the right doors, happens to go the right way, but... You can sense people with the Force if you have it, and I think she's following Leia that way.
And let's talk about sensing people with the Force.
Yeah.
Because it's already been a week since the episode came out. We've already told spoilers. Let's cut straight into the meat.
I did not expect to see Darth Vader in this episode to this capacity. I thought it was going to be like a tease type of thing.
He scared me.
Yeah.
I don't like Vader. I like Anakin. There's a big difference.
There is.
And Anakin is not in this episode.
No.
Vader is very much.
He's ruthless. I gasped, like, so hard when he comes in through the town and he can tell Obi-Wan's there. He can, like, sense him.
He looks at him.
And he uses the Force to pick up, like, a civilian. And
out of his own home. Yeah. Through the window.
And he's just choking him. And the guy's kid his son, his, like, 20-year-old son comes running out.
And he was younger than that.
And he throws him, and he, like, snaps the son's neck.
He pushes the boy against the wall, and then... with the flick of his wrist, he just snaps his neck.
And we could, and I was like, we could play this off as maybe he didn't die. Maybe it was like a pass out, sort of.
No, he murdered both of them.
Disney.
No.
There was no blood, they're just taking sleepies.
They bought Star Wars, and they made the most terrifying villain they could out of Darth Vader.
They do they're not afraid of the violence. Like when, Obi-Wan shoots a guy, and he falls off of his post and falls
It
into...
wasn't a guy, it was a stormtrooper.
Whatever. And
He's not a murderer.
He falls onto, like, this laser fence, and it just bisects him. Yeah, there's no blood, because it cauterizes instantly, but...
Anyone down for the Black Medallia? Black Dahlia. My bad.
No.
Anyways, yeah, there's needless violence in here. Except for Vader. Vader has to be this intense. In that sequence that you're talking about where they have to do that check, when the guy's holding a gun to a girl, which today is not okay.
Nah.
I don't think they predicted what would be happening at this time.
It was a stormtrooper. He was a bad guy. And it was Leia.
It's interesting, Obi-Wan, who's known to use lightsabers, he can fly, but he doesn't like it.
He can force run, which Jedis never fucking do, ever.
I think it takes a lot of energy.
I would be force running everywhere.
Well, if Obi-Wan was smart, he would have force run out of that planet. He didn't.
I think his connection to the Force is also pretty weak right now. Like, he's only done the Force once. Or twice, maybe. Like, it was stopping
We'll
Leia.
get to the Force.
Okay.
God, there I go saying it again, and I'm just beating myself up for it.
Yeah, don't point it out every time.
You know, I can't stop it.
It'll get annoying if you point out every single
annoying. Even when I'm having conversations with people.
Well, you're human. Don't stop here and go, and then point it out.
I'm not human, I'm Dancer.
You're a synthesizer. No, stop.
Sorry if that's annoying. Okay, where were we? Vader, he chokes out the dad.
Yeah.
Snaps the kid's neck. Sees that one woman standing to his left. Force chokes her. Starts dragging her behind him. Leaves her there. I don't know if he killed her, but she's not moving. Then he rips apart this, like, storage thing.
Yeah, he moves it out of his way.
And he sees a couple there, and they're cowering, holding each other in fear. And then he feels it.
Yeah.
That Obi-Wan is standing there watching him. You look at Obi-Wan in that shot, that's not the stance of a hero. That's oh my god, he's gonna kill me.
That's a very scared person.
And you were telling me that Ewan was saying that when he saw Christian Haydenson in
Hayden
that
Christensen.
Scene, Hayden, sorry.
The first time he saw him in his Darth Vader outfit,
he was freaking out.
He was like actually scared of him because he's an intimidating force, and I don't blame him. He's like, damn. It's later because Vader chases him into this little quarry area, and you know what? I admit, you said this earlier.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
The set is not well designed. It looks like they're in the same like 10-foot hallway, just surrounded by rocks. And I know the implication is that he went around the rocks to a different little hallway, but it does not read that way at all.
So the way I would describe that set is a major green screen. You're in a giant, like, air wing or aircraft hangar.
Yeah.
Right? And then they rose up the floor so that you can probably sneak cables below to get some lights. Because there's subtlety to lights. There's absolute control. This is not a nighttime shoot.
Oh, God, no.
This is, what, night for day or something like that?
Day for night. Something like that.
I always forget because...
It's like L-cut and J-cut. I get them backwards all the time.
Yeah. Anyways, there's absolute control of lighting. And then you can tell that they just brought in trucks of gravel.
Yeah.
Some GED, dropped that right down. And then started raking it up. They made some mounds, and they put in some, like, pathetic, like, maybe this might be, like, some conveyor belt that would drop rocks or ores into it.
And that was it.
Yeah. And that was the whole set. If you look at the sky, which you're probably not going to pay attention to.
No. Because
you're more intrigued with the fight.
Also, the glow of their lightsabers really grab your eye. I like it when they clash and the light becomes purple.
I like the noises they make.
Yeah.
That's my favorite ASMR.
Wrong. But no, yeah, they're going through their fight and whatever. and like Vader sneaks up on him at one point in time, and they're clashed together, and Obi's using both of his hands.
It's so good.
And Vader's using only one of his, and he's already towering over Obi-Wan. And then
Isn't that crazy? Hayden Christensen is slightly taller. I would say just by a couple inches.
But he wears fucking platforms.
He is huge. He's got to be actually like 9 feet tall.
I saw, like, even in just like a regular interview, he was wearing these boots, and the heels were like 4 inches at least.
Because Vader's supposed to be 9 feet tall. Yeah, he's supposed to be that big.
So, hoof.
Ancient aliens, giants were real. Anyways.
No, during their fight, Vader just starts, like, basically using his lightsaber like a club, and starts, like, slamming it down on him. And there's a second there where you can kind of tell that Ewan McGregor, like, buckled under it a little bit too much, and if it was actually lightsabers, he would have lost something.
Well, before he did that move, he tried to take out his legs. Mm-hmm. Right? Cute little Easter egg. Yeah. And he tried to hit him, but he couldn't. And in one hand, Vader stopped it and started moving it backwards. Mm-hmm. And there was another cool Easter egg, talking about Easter eggs. There's many throughout this.
Yes.
But one that I really enjoyed is that laser beam where the stormtroopers stopped Obi-Wan and Leia. I was going to say Luke, and I was like, that's not Luke.
It's better than Luke. Every character is better than Luke.
Obi-Wan defeats everyone. He goes up and hits the breaker. Mm-hmm. The breaker doesn't do anything, so he stands back and just shoots it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a Star Wars trope right there. And if you can't do anything correct with technology in Star Wars, it seems to be the answer of just shooting it.
Yeah, you got blasters.
Indiana Jones has the same consequence.
That's funny because it was usually Harrison Ford who was the one shooting technology to get it to work.
Yeah, okay. You remember the Nintendo 64 days?
Yeah, oof.
Just slap that thing.
You have to just blow into it, which now we know doesn't help at all, and then just smack it on your leg.
You know what I used to do? Take alcoholic rubs.
Oh, that's definitely gonna ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's far worse than anything you should have done.
My mom had this thing that was made for cleaning it, and it was like this weird, like, it looked like a Q-tip, but extra flat, and it would fit in there, and you would, like, supposed to, like, swish it back and forth. And now I'm looking back on it, and I was like, that was definitely not helpful at all. Shoving, like, cotton type shit up in there.
Oh, yeah, and how it tears.
It's the good old days where it's like, how do I make my game work? Never think about blowing into the spot where the cartridge goes, which is where it's probably dusty.
Never blow.
No. Well, so that way you get your spit all up in it, and then that also can corrode it.
Fragile things.
Discs, the future. Digital, the true future.
So how did you feel about Vader defeating Obi-Wan?
I didn't expect it to happen that way. I thought they were going to just run away and it'd be like, oh, I'll get you next time, Gadget, basically. I didn't expect him to actually...
Was that Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Forgot when that was part of my universe again.
No, I didn't expect anything to really come of it. I thought it was just going to be a flashy light show to, like, distract him, and then he was going to run off and reconnect with Leia and our other new friend, who I don't remember her name. Tala.
I thought they were from Tala.
Oh, God, I don't remember her.
No, it's Tala.
Tala! Look at me, knowing things. It's spelled differently than tall. I know that.
Are we sure?
No. We're not. No, I thought they were just gonna, like, separate and then be on their way
Did you say
again.
Tala like the planet?
Tawl. That's the planet. Her name should be Tala?
No, the planet is Mapuzo.
No, that's the planet they say they're from. Remember?
No. Oh, from... Stop it, people.
Too many space names.
Go ahead.
What was I saying?
Tall.
I didn't think anything was gonna come of it. I thought they were just gonna split apart. I did not expect Vader to, like, handily defeat Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he beat him up pretty quick.
It was,
Did I reckon it? Game of Thrones.
yeah, she was in Game of Thrones. Remember I told you this when we first watched the episode. She was one of the, Sand Sisters. Who,
Oberon?
Yeah.
Okay.
People are making jokes like, look, they made it back together in the same franchise again.
Oh, and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. What did you think of Vader beating Obi-Wan?
It makes sense.
It does.
I want a strong Obi-Wan, but I've been seeing some theories. And after watching him get defeated like this, I mean, getting dragged. Dude, he's standing there with his lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Vader throws the charcoal out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then just force chokes Obi-Wan, who's holding his own lightsaber.
Like, forces his lightsaber out of his hand.
And it turns off, which is a force-sensitive thing.
Uh-huh.
You can physically turn them on and off, but they can just do it through their mind.
Yeah.
He's choking him, and then slams him to the ground and starts dragging him through the charcoal while it's on fire.
Yeah.
And he goes, this is just the beginning.
Like, the parallels of dragging Obi-Wan through the fire and Anakin tumbling into the lavas was not lost on me. But yeah, it's just intense. And this is the thing, this is a Vader in his prime type deal.
We finally get to see, a true look at Vader in his prime. I would say at the end of his prime was Rogue One.
Yeah.
Which I've talked a lot about how much I love that. I hate Rogue One. But at the end of that film, that is just awesome. Mm-hmm. I love that the bad guys finally get what's coming to them.
Yeah. So, I was just thinking about Vader.
So there's ideas and theories, which I can kind of understand, is that Obi-Wan will fake his own death at the end of this.
Yeah.
In order to get away.
Mm-hmm. Continue to hide on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
Just hang out there for another, 17 years or something?
Oh, it should be 18. Or no, it should be 8 years.
Okay.
And then another thing was Ahsoka should be brought up. You were talking to me about that.
Mm-hmm. I've seen theories
because when they're going through the pathway, the tunnels, the basically underground railroad of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
That he's not the first Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
There's been talks about different Jedis going in and throughout.
Yeah. I think it would just make the most sense to see, or at least to hear of Ahsoka at some point in time.
I don't think Obi-Wan should ever bring her up to him.
No, but he might bring her up to Leia. Like, if he reconnects with Leia.
Well, that might be a good way to get Leia away from him.
Maybe.
Is hand her off to Ahsoka, and then Ahsoka could take off.
Maybe.
Because she's already eluded Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And the Grand Inquisitors for now.
Yeah, for now, but we'll see.
What do you think her whole show is about?
I don't know. Honestly, we've seen her from several different points in time now.
Now, the Grand Inquisitors, or the Inquisitors themselves, this is interesting to me. We don't get much more information about it. The third sister is commanding the fifth sister and the...
seventh brother or something like that?
The fifth brother?
I don't remember.
I could totally get... There's only 3 Inquisitors, and technically there's actually 2 and then the third sister.
Yeah.
The third sister's commanding, and the brother makes her bow using the Force.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's my seat, that's mine.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, when she thinks she has all the power, he goes, oh, Vader's already been informed, he's coming.
Yeah, there's this little tit for tat between them, trying to basically become the new Grand Inquisitor.
And he says, you're gonna get what's coming to you. And she goes, I hope so.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see more of her story. Just have her get to talk about how she got to where she is.
There was something interesting to me, and it might be meaningless, but it might be a sleight of hand.
What?
After the brother makes her bow, right?
Yeah, she touches her belt.
She touches her pelvis on the right side.
Yeah.
But there's nothing there, right? It's not where her lightsaber is. It's in a totally different spot. But you see her touching it. Mm-hmm. What happened?
Yeah.
It makes me worry. I think the darkest thoughts, because I'm a pessimist.
You think she might be pregnant? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
But I could have the imagination to think these things. I'm worried that maybe she got stabbed at that point. At that spot. I don't know. This is only speculation and fear.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at it and I thought she was thinking of a way to get back at him.
Oh, she was looking to reach for something?
Maybe. Like either like maybe a blaster or thinking if I need to stop him, I could grab onto his belt or something.
It could be a nervous tick.
I think I'll definitely play off sometime within the next 3 episodes eventually.
I think she's gonna definitely kill him.
It was too deliberate. Like
it was weird. They focused on
yeah,
that.
It was an entire shot in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like, so there's gonna be something. We will see. I don't know what it could be though. There's a lot of theories.
Yeah. I don't think she catches Leia. If she does, that's death.
I don't think. If she does, I don't think either Obi-Wan or Anakin would kill her over it.
It's Vader.
Sorry. Darth Vader. But I don't think she's gonna catch Leia. You can't catch Leia. She's too fast. No one can catch Leia.
So, what are your hopes for episode 4 or chapter 4?
I saw another theory that if Obi-Wan is unconscious, this could be prime time to show some like unconscious flashbacks with him and Anakin.
Oh, and that's why they got
And then we could see Hayden Christensen without being Vader.
If we see Clone Wars stuff in live action,
that'd be pretty cool.
I might run upstairs to masturbate. Just kidding. No, that would actually make me kind of sad.
Maybe. It depends on what they show us. But I think that's a cool idea. Other than that, I have no idea what could happen.
I mean, by the time this podcast comes out, it's going to be 8 or 9 on Tuesday. And then you just have to wait another hour, and then you can watch the new episode.
Yeah, so listen to us and then laugh at us when we're wrong about everything.
It's fine. We're going to watch the episode later tomorrow.
Yep.
And then hopefully we're better about this.
Getting a podcast out sooner? Sorry, we do things. We're tired. We got schedules. We got shit to do.
I like having fun.
I do too.
And also, we've kept it under 40 minutes for now.
We did.
But now that I've said that, let's keep going.
Let's just ramble on about something completely unrelated.
You know what? I do have something to ramble on.
What?
I am so angry of this.
What?
So at my job, I was asked for advice from me. Because apparently everyone else failed to be Star Wars fans.
I already know what you're going to talk about.
They go, who's the red guy? You know who the red guy is, according to them? Is Darth Maul.
He is red and a guy.
The only other person who knows about Star Wars goes, well, and he's never seen the episodes. His dad is just obsessed with it, so he's just been around it his whole time.
Okay.
But he goes, do you know what the red guy, his weapon of choice is? And the answer was red. So we're talking about Darth Maul.
Yeah. Is his weapon the red one?
I was asked about a pinball machine, and I'm curious about your opinions here. Do you get a Mandalorian pinball machine or a Star Wars pinball machine?
I would go with a Star Wars one.
And that's my option as well.
Because a Mandalorian one is going to have some sort of Grogu theme with it. Mm-hmm. And if it's a sound effect, it's going to get annoying very quickly.
I would say Star Wars because it encompasses the whole franchise.
Yeah, you could have Mandalorian on a Star Wars pinball machine.
You?
But also, if you get a Star Wars one, you're guaranteeing it might be a classic. So it might be worth more. Mm-hmm. If you get a Mandalorian one, that's going to be at most 3 years old, you know? But even then, I don't know how many people are clamoring for Mandalorian pinball machines.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, get the Star Wars one. Mm-hmm. So that's the one they chose.
Nice.
Then I was asked another question.
What's that?
What is a Sith trooper? And I was like, that's not a thing. And they're like, no, it is. And so they brought it up, and it's...
They're dumb. They're real dumb.
I'm looking at them, and I see that it's episode 9.
The best episode, definitely.
That's why I definitely forgot about them. And I'm like, that's not a stormtrooper, nor is that something that would handle a Sith or a Jedi. It's just a first order, right?
Uh-huh.
In red.
Yeah, that's the only difference is now in red.
So I look up their whole origin, and so basically they're part of this occult for Exegol, where the Sith live, right? And they are allegiant to the Sith, not the Empire or the First Order, even though they are clones, or, well, not real clones, but literally clones of this concept. Okay? These are made simply for merchandise.
Yes.
To sell red First Order stormtroopers.
Yeah, just take the one you already have that's in white and change it out for red. Like,
And
it is a tale as old as time when it comes to Barbies and, like, He-Man and just action figures in general. Take the same thing, change one color about it, boom, new toy.
And what's the difference between a stormtrooper and a First Order trooper, right?
I feel like one...
Smooth out the features.
Yeah, that's it. Like, one
There you go.
aspect.
So, now smooth out those features and then turn them red.
Yeah, cheap, lazy, incredibly lazy.
And I'm like, okay, so they're part of the episode 9.
Yeah.
And I'm looking them up, and then I watched that video, and I showed that video.
Yeah.
Where we see all the scenes with them in it.
Where they all just show up and instantly die.
It's when she shoots him with this arrow.
Yeah.
The jetpack one, and he just lands into the side of the ship and just explodes. And what did I say? I was like, damn, that sucks.
Something like that.
And you're like, you said that last time you watched this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're stupid.
So the whole point of them was to rise to be with Emperor Palpatine. Palpatine.
I like how there's all this lore to them, and you get absolutely none of it in the actual movies. You have to go to, like, the fan magazines.
This can be my finishing statement about them. Because you can look this up about them. They are to rise up and recommand the galaxy.
Oh, yeah, they succeeded as they all died instantly.
And the first fight they ever have against the Resistance, they lose. Episode 9.
Episode 9. There's a reason it's the worst.
The Rise of Shitwalker.
One of the worst. I could argue episode 8 is also very, very bad. But 8's just boring. 9's bad.
7 and 8 are so much better than that.
7's a lot of fun. Not 8. I can't do 8. Personally.
Anyways, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep. Episode 3.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 3. Moving on to Chapter 4.
We're going to get a new one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will be back sooner than we hope to be.
We'll see. We'll find out.
And, wow. If you don't know about Coffee Break...
Yeah, our other podcast where
check that one out.
We kind of talk about a lot more random shit.
A lot more. We're way off the wall.
Mm-hmm. If you have any thoughts about the latest chapter for Obi-Wan Kenobi, thoughts, theories for the next chapter, or anything else, leave your thoughts and comments in the comments below.
And always hit subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. It means a lot. It really does.
I'm actually joking. No, I'm not going to press you into that. I'm so annoyed with that.
I'm not joking. Subscribe.
Okay.
If you want our content and you want to guarantee you'll see it, subscribe.
Okay. You guys have a good one.
Bye-bye.
You're not going to tell them that?
Tell them what? Have a good one?
No.
What?
May the force be with you.
Oh, jeez.
Come on.
No.
That's what you do.